guys, welcome to a home office review. This is a home office that belongs to a young adult. The client's first son uses this home office. It's quite different from what you get in this house. This particular room is a small room. When you walk into the house, just the first room by your right, you're going to see a door that leads to the home office. Before we proceed, I will let you guys watch the before of this office so that you understand the amount of work we put into the space and understand the transformations. This was a state of this home office the first day we visited this property. You can see where the desk was. They had a piano. They had this shelf right in front of the window. So everything was wrong with this whole layout. Now that you guys have seen the before, you can understand now that the layout of this office was just not doing it at all. It felt like they were hiding inside the office. So you pass by, you won't know someone's inside the office. Meanwhile, I feel like if you're in the office, you should be able to connect to other parts of the house. We changed all the floorings downstairs. So we definitely tiled this office. And then we painted the office with the same neutral color that we have in the entryway. And after that, we decided to retain one of their blue chairs because see, I had a problem when this client was giving out all these chairs because all her sofas were very good quality, and because I knew that we were gonna need like a little sitting corner, which is one of my ideal way of styling office. I love that sitting corner apart from the the serious one. So I knew we're gonna need something like that. So we retained one of their sofas, which is a two-seater sofa. It's actually serving the purpose. So that two-seater sofa is what really inspired the color scheme of this room. This office is completely different from what you get in the house. If you walk around the whole house and walk into this office, you have a totally different vibe because the color scheme is just completely different and it was very intentional. So because we had that blue sofa, that inspired the color in this office. We decided to go for this very large frame, which you can see right behind me. The layout of the office initially did not do it for me because it was more like they were hiding inside the office. So I feel like if you walk past, you should be able to see the desk and you should be able to see the background. So the background and the desk should be the focal point. So that's why we had to recreate this layout. So again, one thing that did not sit well with me was the positioning of the shelf. So we had to reposition. In fact, we repositioned everything. We had to take out everything and started afresh. So again, we introduced curtains. We used the top curtain, and then we introduced this large frame behind me. It's very large, very, very large. And I like that it highlights the color scheme of this room and it's abstract. So we use that to create a focal point with the two wall lights. You guys know by now I love wall lights. I love wall light. But this one was so simple because I didn't want it to be overwhelming in this small space. So we went for this very simple candlelight wall light, which is very, very good. Meanwhile, all the wall lights in this house are hardwired, again, because the client had the budget, so we had to do it because sometimes it can be so exhausting to be recharging all these wall lights. It's easier to install, it's more affordable to install, but more difficult to maintain, if that makes sense. So we have this hardwired wall lights by the side of the frame. We retained the office desk, which of course was savvy, but we changed the office chair. So we have this tan office chair behind. Again, this tan office chair is because we're playing with neutrals, touch of neutrals in this space. The tan kind of contrasts with the frame behind because you need to be able to see the chair leaning against the frame, if that makes sense. So we needed that contrast. So that's what inspired the color of this office chair, and we went for high back so that they can easily relax. This is more like an ergonomic office chair, and also it's adjustable. You can adjust the height to whatever because he's quite a tall young man, so whatever height suits him, he will adjust. I mean, they wanted to keep the shelf. It was either this or we got another shelf because they need storage in this office. This shelf was housing the printer. We moved it inside of the wall so that it's not blocking the window like it was when we first viewed the property. Because we needed the window to be very much accessible, because it's a small space, there's no point blocking out the window. You're just gonna make the space feel even more cramped. So we moved the shelf to this side of the window, this side of the wall, just adjacent to the window, because there is a socket there. So it will be easy for him to plug his printer on that side. The cabinet for me is also another way to add warmth into the space. It was either this or wait for something metal, but nah, I just didn't want to do metal. Again, if you notice, in this particular project, we introduced a lot of wood into the space. So this really did it for us. And then we have this lovely chandelier, very simple but nice glass see-through chandelier. It just suits the room, and it just adds a little bit of luxury to the space. When you walk in, just by your right side, you're going to see the two-seater sofa that we have here. That's the two-seater sofa that we brought from the living room to introduce into this place. And then we use the pattern cushions to highlight the chair, but we left it very simple and easy for them to use. And then just above it, we have the abstract frame, another touch of blue. This frame was given to us by the client. I think they have a little bit of sentimental attachment to it. So they requested that we use it somewhere. Again, because the color theme of this house had nothing to do with blue, we tried to let the clients have their way, like, that thing that means a lot to them. So we decided to bring in that frame into the space because this is the only room that frame can be used, to be honest. We can't even imagine using it elsewhere because the color theme, it's a lot of blue going on there. So it just wouldn't have worked elsewhere. So we're so happy that this would serve it. We had to put it in a vertical way to elevate the wall, to draw the eyes upwards. Okay, and then we have this little one by the side just so that we highlight that space. Again, it was either that or we had like a floor lamp, but because the chair is taking up a lot of space, we didn't want to cramp up any piece on that floor, so we used that little frame to give a vertical impression. Let's talk about the rug. I love it. It's simple, it's nice, and as much as it looks simple, it's saying something, I don't know, for some reason, I love black and white rugs in the office, especially with the aesthetics of this particular office. It just blends in, and because we were going to introduce the black and white cushions, we felt it was necessary to bring in something else that could have similar pattern, into the space. And then if you look on the other side, just facing the window, you will see a large mirror. So we had the option of introducing a TV or a mirror in the space, but looking at the layout of this office, a TV will not serve. The only space we would have to put a TV would be either above the sofa or this wall facing the window. The client is not so fussy about having a TV in this space because maybe that would have made us to think of other ways to introduce a TV. So what we now did was to ditch the TV and introduce this large mirror facing the window. When I have a window, I prioritize mirrors. Also because it's such a small office and this helps to open up the space. So that's what you can see. So when you look through the mirror, you're going to see all the beautiful things that we have created in this office. And for me, that highlights it. And then when you look at the window, we have this large white vase. Since we have this window sitting right in there, we felt that it was going to feel so empty to just leave it without anything, not just anything, a large piece. So we use the large vase to add a touch of greenery in that area so that it breaks up all the neutral bits that is going on the window. So this is literally what you see in this home office. I feel like it's going to be very functional, very peaceful, very beautiful. I'm really eager to see their expression because they didn't expect much from this office, but we put in our heart and soul just to make it look nice. For them, this was like the list of the spaces they were anticipating transformation, but you guys know how we do it. Once we put our heart and soul to it, we make sure we give very beautiful results. So I think I'm very satisfied with the outcome of this office. I love that it's very simple. I love that it's now functional. I love that we have been able to change the layout of everything to make it look more like a home office than the way it looks before. I really enjoyed styling the space. One thing I feel would have been suitable for this space is a bespoke cabinetry, but because this is something the client was not up to, so we had to make it work. And I really, really love the outcome. Honestly, I love how it has turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials. Also, smash that like button and subscribe and share this video. You never know. And if you want us to style up your home, please use the email on this screen and contact us, and someone will get back to you. And I will see you guys in my next video. Stay fabulous. Bye.
I ran away from heartbreak, got nothing in return for my pain. I never thought I'd be so empty, so alone and afraid. Wasn't looking for a lover. Nobody understood where I've been. I guess I thought I needed more time to protect my love from potential offense. So then you came around and you played it cool, but I shut it down. So you took it to the and I'm not surprised by what I found, 'cause I know I needed something different, and it had to be you. Out the blue, somebody who would listen, and it had to be you. Out of all the people to reply, my love couldn't be just anyone. My baby, it had to be you. I didn't seem to notice that you were checking for me. We were just friends, but we started building trust, and my fragile heart started to mend. Yeah, I should have paid attention. You would have been the obvious choice, but I needed time to see clearly, dig deep and cut through the noise.